Hi, accounting students. So if you are a Business 208 student, at this stage of the semester, you probably finished your part D of your project. But just for anyone who may have any questions, this video is just to kind of help you with doing section 8.2. Remember, we decided that the cost volume profit break-even portion would not be required for this part of the project. So part D of the project is just part A2. So we're going to have a look at that now. I'm going to go and share my screen with you, and we will run through part A2. Okay, so in front of you is the demonstration example. I did set up a screen lock so that I can just move my screen bar around and not have to go and figure out what columns stand for what. So we'll just do the first couple of transactions really simple. Owners put money in the business, so that's going to go in as cash, and owner's equity. Again, please make sure you're linking cells. Then we got a loan, so we brought in $100,000 as a loan. Again, your business might be different, and that would have come in under loan. Right, there we go. And then finally, we bought some equipment. Money comes out of cash and goes into assets. There we go. Okay, now we're ready for part A2. So here we are still going to be buying sandboards and selling them on the perpetual system. So when we buy them, we're going to bring them into sandboard inventory, and we sell them, we'll take them out and go to cost of goods sold. However, for our snowboards, we're now going to be making them. So we're going to be buying materials and putting it into raw materials. Then when we make them, we'll be issuing it to work in progress. We will also be having other costs going to work in progress beside our materials. Remember, there's labor, which is the most part variable costs. And there will be somewhere down here other fixed manufacturing costs for the period, which are also going to go into work in progress. When the units are finished, we'll transfer them out of work in progress into finished goods inventory. When we sell them, out of finished goods inventory and off to cost of goods sold. Okay, so let's go through it. In this one, all the transactions are in sequence. So once I've done one batch, I can just copy them down. However, please make sure I mix transactions up in different groups. So you may not just be able to copy them down in bulk. You may have to copy them line by line, or take the practice opportunity and do them each again. Okay, so variable cost, assuming it's going to be paid for by cash, will be minus cash, and we're going to be putting that into work in progress. Next, we're buying materials, so it's going to be going into materials. It would have come out of cash if we paid cash, but in this particular case, it's going to be on account. So we're looking for payables, and this will be a minus. Okay, issued materials to production. Again, we didn't want to make your life too complicated with having inventory sitting around, so it's going to be coming out of raw materials and into work in progress. We then finish some units, and they're going to go out of work in progress and into finished goods inventory. Do not worry about the fact that they do not seem to add up at this stage, because we still haven't put in fixed costs or depreciation. We paid suppliers, so this goes back to our payables. We got a negative number coming in here, and that will be going to suppliers payables. That'll be coming in as a plus. So we still owe them 10 grand on the first purchase. Right, next, purchase sandboards. Okay, so sandboards, we're still buying ourselves, not making them. This will be going into finished goods of sandboards. Right. Now we're dealing with sale of snowboards. So snowboard sales, we got to take it out of finished goods inventory, but we not got that information yet. We're just dealing with the revenue, and it's for cash. So the revenue minus 90,000 plus cash. here we have the information next for the cost of goods sold. Coming out of finished goods inventory and going to cost of goods sold. Other manufacturing costs for the period. Remember, we spoke about this. This is going to be amounts you're going to pay, and it is related to the production of our snowboards. Okay, so we still have sandboards here. So sandboard sales, cash, and revenue. And then there will be cost of goods sold, which will be coming out of the inventory of sandboards and going to cost of goods sold. Then there's some other administrative costs. These got nothing to do with production. So these are going to be going to our normal expenses. And that is it for the transactions. Now again, in this example, all the transactions are the same. So I can just go and copy these down. However, be aware that yours might not be in the same sequence. You get weird numbers in weird places, probably not in the same sequence. Mine are. I did check that first. Okay, we got some last other bits and pieces. We have some additional administrative and selling costs. We have depreciation. So let's chat about depreciation. So we know we have to put it to accumulated depreciation. Where does the expense go? Well, if this was just an administrative company, or if they were just a retailer, it would go to expenses. But here, because they're a manufacturer, it, or all of it, in this particular case, all of it will go to cost of goods sold. Okay, finally we have the loan repayment. Let's just repeat that. We did it in the previous example. Go and click to loan to bring in the total payment, in this case 12,000. We have to bring in the interest amount. This needs to come in as a plus. I go click on loan, plus, and then finally under the loan amount, there was a repayment, and I go click on loan to bring that in. In my case, I need to make it, bring it as a negative to make it a positive. Very important. Check that these totals on the right are all zero, which they are. Then check that the differences between the totals for part A1 and A2, which are shown here, all come to zeros. If these don't come to zeros, either you made a mistake or perhaps I made a problem made an error setting up your problem, but hopefully not. So there we go. Part A2 done, which is part D of your project, which leaves you only with part E. Hopefully that explains what you need to do. Thank you. Good luck.